start as small as possible, because when I see a comic begin with a shot of the horizon of a planet, don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about your world. I don't. It's your job to make me give a fuck about your world. And what I care about is characters. Introduce me to your main character first. Show me how he or she interacts with the world on like the smallest level possible. Slowly build me up. Slowly show me. You don't have to. I don't want to be shown everything at once. I don't need to know the entire lore of your world. No matter how well thought out it may be, or how long you worked on it, I don't want to know it all on the first page. I don't need to. I want to go on that journey. I want you to like leave me little tidbits, like ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. Like pace yourself. It's not a race. You know, take as long as you need to tell your story. Take as long as you need to show everyone your work. And show, don't tell. Mm-hmm. Like, Dune is great at showing and not telling. He doesn't tell you a goddamn thing about that world, but you piece it together because it does nothing but show you his characters interacting with it. It's fantastic. It's not a webcomic, but I just want everyone to read Dune because it's amazing. So I would start with your main character and build from there, because your main character is the foundation of your work, and they're the journey you want to take people on. I'm sorry, their journey is the one you want to show people, and by showing your main character or characters interacting with the world you've created, you will in turn show us the world. But take your time.
What we did, or what I did, we kind of knew where the story was going to start, and we knew where it was going to go, and we knew our key points. And we still don't know everything that's going to happen. Because that's going to, I don't want to have to sit there and, or this one's long. It would take me forever to write out the entire thing. But I know it's going to end this way, I know it's going to start this way. So we just did it that way. To break it down, we went like, in this section, up to this arc, we're going to do these 3 things. And I did it chapter by chapter. If I had to do the whole thing at once and it's really long, I would freak out. So I just did it like, we're going to cover these 2 chapters and go this far. And we know these major plot points have to happen at these certain places. But instead of like looking at the whole thing and getting overwhelmed, I just did it like, and broke it up like that. So it was easier to handle. Anything to say?
No, I mean, I'm glad she does it that way, because if we actually sat down and looked at it, so yeah, by the time the kids graduate college, we should be about 3/4 of the way through this massive.
Yeah, if we had to do it again, we wouldn't have made it as long as
Instead,
it was.
she just feeds me chapter by chapter, and I can handle that. Let's keep me busy for 6
No,
months.
we did not webcomics, but we did like some graphic novel things that we're working with our agent with, and those were self-contained stories, which were great because you have this many pages and you can fit it in. You can do that. Like that's not overwhelming. So.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with Movie on this with the starting small. I think a lot of webcomicers today, they see these strips like, Double Deegan that lasted a long time, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to do this comic for 10 or 20 years, and then about 3 months into it, they're like, man, this is hard work, and it's going to take forever to get to the good part. I'm done.
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
I was going to say that what you going off what you brought up of webcomics, not webcomics, graphic novels, and having a limited number of pages, like that's what I'm doing now with Star Power. Like with Dominic Deegan, it was just me. I went with a story. There was no real structure to the chapters. It was the stories. This chapter or this storyline begins here and ends here. Mm-hmm. How I get there is an adventure for me too. Yeah. Yay! And that was great because I was the only one responsible for it. But limitations can be an opportunity. Mm-hmm. With Star Power, there is a hard limit on the length of each story and the length of each chapter. Each chapter is 24 updates, 24 pages, and there are 5 chapters. That is the length of time I have to tell any given storyline. And it's a great exercise for me too. It's taught me to be brief. It's taught me to convey as much as possible in as little space as possible. It's really helped me edit some otherwise very wordy dialogue and some really have to cut down on exposition. So if you are worried about pacing or I would say try giving yourself a hard limit. See if it works for you. It might not. But for me, it's been a huge help in editing myself and telling a story with as much flavor as I want in as short a time as possible.
Yeah, I noticed it's a completely different experience on both of them. And
Yeah, I mean, as far as just, as an artist, I look at that finite number of pages and I'm like, oh, thank God, I can see the light at the end. This is when I'm done drawing this, and then we bundle it up and it's done. The word done is a great thing, because that means no more updates all the time, no more, it's out there, people buy it, and it still makes money, and you're done.
well, it's also good if you just want to try webcomics, see if you like it or whatever, and you don't know for sure. Maybe a shorter story is the way to go, because then you can try it, see if you can do it, see if you can keep up with it, see if it's something you want to continue. And then, the next story will have that audience from the first one to come to your second one, but you also know you can do it and can make it a bigger story. And